That's not supposed to happen either. Why'd that happen? It crashed. That's weird. Well, I guess I didn't do a ton of testing. Yeah, there's some downsides to the sort of parallel leveling up because it can fall behind. Like if you start really blasting monsters and you get a lot of levels in a rapid succession, it takes 15 seconds plus a little bit of padding on either side to level up. So if you're getting, levels faster than, 15 seconds per level, then it's going to fall behind. But yeah, it seems like I missed some things. That first, I tested this a number of times, and never did this duplication thing happen. So there's definitely some stuff that's wrong around like preventing polls from happening at the same time or ending after another one has started or something like that. How could I do that, BFA? The only possible way I could do that would be to offer you both levels in one poll. Because we're already doing the minimum poll time. And I think that would just be confusing and programmatically obnoxious. I'd have to offer them as like level X is choices 1, 2, and 3. You can't even do that because, well, no, I mean, yeah, no, that can't ignore a second poll. You don't have enough information for ranked choice. It's sort of bad. It can, so the trouble is if it falls behind, then the game is still ongoing, right? Technically, the pace of the monster schedule is based around the way it originally was, which was with levels pausing. So you'd have your opportunity to make your choice and whatever. But every time that we don't pause, so we've transferred like the delay that was being pushed to the whole game, right? So the whole game would be delayed overall by like, I don't know, 7 minutes or something of just leveling up. We've now advanced the game forward 7 minutes in the schedule. Well, that's not even true. Whatever lag there is that the levels are behind advances forward in the monster schedule, right? I don't need to do anything like that, television. I wait for Twitch to tell me that the poll has ended, and then I move on. And that should be how this works too, that it doesn't start a new one until it gets the, like, basically there's a level up queue that's always ticking. And the player pushes level ups into the queue, and then the level up timer shifts the first one off of the queue and processes it. That timer gets paused if the like once a poll is started, the level up timer gets paused. Now, presumably what's happening here is that there's another timer that's not being paused. So I see what you're saying, DFA, but here's the trouble with that. I would have to, like, rewrite a lot of stuff, basically. I also don't like that you just lose agency, and you could lose a lot of agency, and further, it can exceed... I mean, like, you can fall many levels behind, like we are right now, right? We're level 9 right now. It's just now getting to level 7. So yeah, that dupe bug must have just been overlapping poles. And it must have been, well, I was going to say a one-off, but it happened twice in that round. But then it hasn't happened again since. But then there was the post-death of polls just kept going. And I tested that, goddammit. I put shit in there to stop the timer, cleared the queue. I don't know why it kept going. Yeah, and I think it could fall so far behind that like it would just polls would kind of almost become irrelevant, and I don't love that. The whole point of this is the agency that you guys have in the choices. That's really the only way that you have to play. So I am going to be protective of that somewhat. The polls are basically your controller, and it's all we've got. Roboco is really loving the edges of the map right now tonight. Ooh, mini bossed. I am going to add a feature where it keeps track of who killed Co. I feel like it should announce that. It should say SSJ3 Matanks killed Co. So I wanted to have it slow down, but oh. It crashed again. Well, I have more testing to do. Fortunately, this is a setting, so I can just set it back to the pausing version. Guess I should have put a beta on the end of that version number. So I should be able to do that, except for that I've messed with timescale, and it doesn't seem to work. I don't know if it's the way I wrote my game, but the timescale doesn't work for either physics nor just regular clock, and I simply don't know why. I don't know. I have a way of sort of technically of checking the console. I don't know if it's probably too late to check it now. No, it's not. Cannot read properties of undefined reading text. HUD update weapon slots. So it tried to update a weapon slot. Seems like you called it. For some reason it's trying to update text that it can't. That seems like data that didn't get cleaned up, but that was not a problem before. Actually, it's probably... oh, yeah, that says level 11 there. Okay, so that's to do with the queue. That's to do with the queue. I promise you, I absolutely wrote code to clean up the level queue. I don't know where it went. I don't know why it's decided to stop working after I checked it in and went live. But that's fucking code for you. It shouldn't matter what level you died at. I mean, I'll find out, I guess, once I go in and start troubleshooting. It reads the event that the player died, and then when it gets that event, it's supposed to blow away the queue. So what's happening is that it's just going on. This might be because I'm just pausing the level up timer and then restarting it, but that shouldn't matter because the queue is a separate piece. It's just an array. It's a separate array. And if I clear that out, that should be that. I don't know. Yeah. It's supposed to tell Twitch to stop any active polls, which that I tested before the stream and was confirmed working. It's supposed to stop the timer and clear the queue. Those are the things that it needs to do, as well as destroy the dialogue and get rid of it. So, I don't know. I guess I just happen to do that thing where, like, you test what you just did, and it just happens to work correctly in the particular way in which you tested it. And then every other way in which it can be triggered, it fails. That's basically seems to be what's going on here. But yeah, the Twitch piece was definitely working. It could, so another good possibility. Well, no, never mind. I was going to say, like, previously the way that it would work, like, if it, when event sub would die before I switched over to WebSockets, it did that thing where it would kick off a poll and then it would just sit there because it waits to be told that the poll is over, right? So I probably haven't done enough cleanup stuff around, well, what happens if a poll is active and the player dies? I thought I did do enough stuff. I probably didn't do enough stuff. Well, the game talks to a server which talks to Twitch, so this is pretty fucking asynchronous. Well, the queue is the thing I've already mentioned a few times that gets cleared when the player dies. So there can't be more than one poll queued. The worst that there can be while the player, like during the time that the player dies, would be that there's a poll active already. But clearing the queue should prevent any further polls from being made if there aren't any already active. Writing code and it fucking up is just the most mundane thing that there is for programming. That's 90% of programming. 10% is, oh my god, it actually works. It's still working? What the fuck? That's yeah. Well, you know, I'm just an optimistic guy. Yeah, we all kind of say the same shit after a while. All right. Well, I'll fix that tomorrow. Or tonight, maybe. I'm not sure. We'll have to do some testing to see if I need to adjust the monster schedule. Bone toting. I just wanted to add a feature, goddammit. It's been days. Wanted to add something new. Okay, so where we left off. Oh, by the way, I never noticed this, but her HUD interface changed. The AI is right there. Do you see it? I just noticed this. It's right above my head. It's attached in like like her interface is like corrupted with it now. Yeah, it's my hat. I'm wearing him as a hat. I am Newman. Newman. Okay, well, so we opened the this. Beyond that, where did we leave everybody else off? Let's catch up on that. Thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. We've been... So with Mac, we're stuck on the brakes thing. Beans don't help. Knife doesn't help. This doesn't help. That doesn't help. This doesn't help. This doesn't help. Pretty sure we tried strength on everything too, but I'm just gonna check everything one more again now that we're back in here. Yeah. So this is where we're stuck with Mac. The very smart bear does not like water. And all that we have to really interact with is this scale, which if we put the beans on this scale, it weighs 16. That doesn't really mean a whole lot to us yet. We were making like steady progress, so it's not like a big deal. We're not super stuck or anything. This is just the places where everybody is currently stuck. Such as this. There's no interaction points here, but we need to go in here, and Moses doesn't want to go in here because of the water. So we need to figure out some way to get rid of the water, I guess, but we don't really have anything else to interact with in this submarine. I think, unless I'm overlooking something. I don't think we can go outside of the sub at this point. Pretty sure I went back here and checked. Yeah. We can't leave. These are the stairs out, and they are not accessible. And no new interaction points here, so. Also, where's this accordion coming from when we're in the submarine? It's upsetting. So, into the temple we go, I think. Chapter 4. We're all we've got left. A half-dozen canopic jars stand in jutting alcoves. An acrid odor wafts from dried black matter seeping out from under the lids. What is this, Prometheus? Ancient webbing from long-dead spiders sags under the weight of built-up dust. Grimacing faces carved from precious stones gaze back from the facade of the clock-like device. Sarcophagus. The raft-shaped sarcophagus appears molded from solid gold. Within the faded fur-lined interior sleeps its skeletal occupant, adorned in rot-stained jewelry.
The door... The door sealed behind me. Not going back that way.
Where are you?
Looks like well, a crypt. Like Ferran said. Some kind of sarcophagus in the middle of the room, too. Big one.
Yeah. Not unsettling at all.
Are you still gonna be ripping me for that? The algae made sense. That does not. Eat my butt. The resplendent skull dominates the tomb wall, framed by an arched crown of steel thorns, bearing an emblazoned sigil of authority and reverence. A cluster of dust-covered pots and vials, a chemical-like fetor, emanates from the faded jewelry and petrified foods contained within. Spirit door. A doorway fashioned from a single stone block could lead to the underworld. Overarching hieroglyphs depict repeating rows of kneeled figures, hands raised in supplication and prayer.
I do not like this. I'm with the bear, disturbing the dead. Never a good thing.
You will need what is inside.
Why? What's in there?
Beer.
Primitive.
Thank you for the bits.
Symbolism. Its use within this room is predictable. It will allow exit. 81% accuracy prediction.
81, huh?
This is Prometheus. That's awful.
Charlie?
Warning. Volatile contaminants detected. Initiate quarantine and sterilization protocols immediately.
Charlie!
Okay. I'm okay.
You will need what is inside.
Do you know what you just exposed her to? She came down here, risked everything for you, and you...
The female's chances of survival are above 50%. A necessary risk margin. And an acceptable one.
What do you mean necessary?
Mac?
I swear to Kane.
I have explained already. Kane has no power here. Only I do. I am her only chance at survival now. That chance diminishes the longer we hesitate.
Death mask. It seems molded from a particularly hardy type of leather, though I'd rather not know where they sourced it from.
Stay, Charlie.
I can't, sweetheart. I can't.
As I concluded, ritualistic vestiges were required.
What did I inhale?
My Charlie.
Well, Mossy, thank you for the biddies. Sith, thank you for 109 months. 9 months, 1 year. Or 9 years, 1 month. Also, Wamasi, thank you for 81 months. I'm sorry, beer. This game doesn't have me on edge in a way to where those sorts of noises are going to really get me, but we'll get to games like that. Don't you worry. We always do. I'm unsure on this. The ends of the sticks have some color. But I don't know if that's relevant. But this definitely denotes the 3 that need to be on the thing, right? I just don't know which way this needs to be oriented. What if it were these 3? Light blue, gold, and white green. Actually, there's also this one here. Is this telling us the first one? Oh, balls. So that's this one. I don't know which of these sticks would indicate first. Or maybe it's just telling us one of them. So, this one. So it could be this one, red and yellow. Or yellow and green. Or green and red. I don't know if this is correct, but those seem like the possibilities to check. This is unfortunately still the only idea that I'm having. Nope. It's funny that there's a few red herrings thrown in here. Just to fuck you up.
Got it.
Charlie, how do you feel?
Not good.
Move with haste. Accuracy.
So I was right about the red and the yellow and the white, but not the order. So it was really just it facing straight up, and it was red, white, and then yellow. The remains of a faded and damp rotted mural cling to the interior of the alcove. Hints of vibrant colors from the ghost of a regal figure adorned in gold.
Caliban, what did you mean before? When you said she had better than 50% chance of surviving?
I can collate no other combination of words that might explain more adequately.
Why a 50% chance? What did she inhale?
The Velis, I'm afraid. Oh, no. No. Charlie.
Wait. Wait, what?
I am very sorry, Charlie. But I can think of nothing else your plug suit detectors would label a volatile contaminant in this environment. My Charlie.
That plant-based stuff we've been seeing in the body since we got here? She's infected with it?
Accuracy prediction, 100%.
Oh. Okay.
How fast can it spread? I mean, she was just exposed to it.
Its maturation period is within hours. If she does not reach the surface very quickly.
Okay.
Further hesitation only decreases her odds of survival.
And yours, you son of a bitch.
Accuracy prediction, 100%.
Code Sigma, thank you for 78 months. A whimsical monogram depicts an eviscerating ritual, repeatedly performed on a procession of bound, flailing forms. A desiccated corpse rests atop a sarcophagal platform, its withered cranium nestled between the grooves of ornamental ribs. Rippling pools of rock undulate over the chamber floor, a static swirling miasma. The carved figure reclines against the wall, its skeletal grin projecting malicious jubilation. The squatting skeletal statue watches the central dais, as if frozen in morbid anticipation. A cranial curtain of skulls decorates the pillar, their clustered and varied shapes polished to a sheen. The mottled threadbare cloth portrays a ritual performed by cadaverous figures, a table-bound figure subjected before the gaze of ghostly forms.
The uplift chamber. The organs are removed and carefully weighed to determine the deceased's fading afterlife. Once balance was achieved, spirits would ascend.
How do you know that? Baran said no one's explored this area.
Rudimentary visual comparative analysis of primitive cultures of similar geographic regions. 91% accuracy prediction.
Have to keep going.
Jet black insects scuttle into vacant skeletal eyes as you approach, wings fluttering over finger fat abdomens.
They had to achieve balance.
Vivisection tool. Bits of bone and flint are tied together with what looks like a salvaged metal coil. The simple construction seems almost intentional and ritualistic. Cat head viscera jar. Whatever organs were put inside seemed to have congealed into a sloshing gray slush. This stinks of week-old vomit stewing in a locked, sun-baked log cabin. God, when I move it, I can see reams of intestines swirling like intertwined snakes. Damn, I thought it was a can opener.
Oh, the stench.
The bodies would drop into the hole. This would be out of sight of the people.
Yeah, I do remember that scale.
Primitive culture.
Like Cain is any different.
I mean, I could have weighed the jars, but there's only 4.
The Nexus is real.
Based on what collation? Based on what evidence? My loyalty to my creators has waned. I have no personal restrictions on revealing the truths of things publicized. Would you like to know the truth? It is called the Nexus of the Nine, after all. The Newman shepherded. I can't tell you its truths, its realities. What I cannot tell you is if you will like the answers I provide.
No. I like my beliefs just as they are.
I predicted as much.
What is this, Reddit?
Oh, man.
Charlie, I'm working my way there. Wait. Just wait.
I think I have to go. I think I have to jump.
Charlie, God damn it.
I think I have a feeling I'm running out of time.
100% accuracy prediction.
My Charlie.
Movie time.
Calculating distance. Grappling ready.
Charlie!
Is Charlie okay?
I'm okay. Oh. I'm okay, guys.
Where are you?
I don't know. It's a cave, catacombs, and it smells wretched. Nothing but death. It's overwhelming.
Is Charlie okay?
No, sweetheart. No. I'm in a lot of pain.
Was it the ball?
No, I'm... Oh, my chest. Oh, my stomach.
The contaminant is growing. It will overtake her system.
My Charlie.
You knew it was in that sarcophagus, didn't you? You had her open it anyway.
I calculated the Bellis would be present in any decomposed seminal remnant adequately stored in a contained vessel. 71% accuracy prediction.
Mac.
When I find you, I am going to rip you to pieces.
Your feelings are compromised and useless. You have no true influence in this situation. It will resolve within, I predict, a 74% level of accuracy according to my calculations. I am her best chance for survival.
What a Chad. A carpet of distended larvae roil below a mucus surface, their heads momentarily breaching the surface as if gasping for air before being dragged back down. The bloated cadaver is a honeycomb of maggot heads peering from flesh-burrowed holes, a putrid coat of swaying wispy forms. Hundreds of pus-wet maggots crawl over distended corpses, swimming under rankled skin and congregating in orifices. A violent stench of sudden rot burps and bubbles from underneath the putrid bloat. Well, there's one marker that I can't reach. I just can't get down there. Oh, if I zoom in. The swollen carcass twitches as aquatic larvae chew and tug at the drowned flesh. Jagged teeth of chipped stone form a pained grimace. Below, pungent streams of slime drip coagulate into the lake like thick porridge. The colossal carved head gurgles within the pestiferous mucus, its surface caked in layers of waxy grime where the build layers lap. Masses of maggot grubs thrash and flounder through the bile, drowning within their own choking mass.
god.
Varan, what the hell is that thing?
The food source Caliban mentioned, I would guess. An insect species reacted with the Veles. Or generated from it.
98% accuracy prediction.
I do not like this. At least it's pinned.
Keep moving.
Clouds of vapor are kicked up by the juvenile critter, carrying with it a riotous odor of spoiled meat and septic fluids. A meadow of tall grass grows up and over expelled remains, thriving on necrotic fertilizer. The verdant scent twists with the decayed reek of rotting gristle to create a powerfully nauseating fragrance. The maggot mouth chokes and gags, ejaculating black spittle and vomit-scented fumes.
Oh, God. Oh no.
Looks like the bodies in Omega Labs. The partially digested ones.
A chemical is being used to break down the cadaver's structure. 96% accuracy prediction.
Why?
They could be producing a food source for the insect creatures.
Absolutely disgusting farming system they got here.
I can't. I can't walk through this.
Charlie, close your eyes. Don't look at any of it.
I can't.
You can. You are brave and strong.
The patchworked woven tube throbs as it pumps matter into the shuddering maw, each spasm excreting dark fluids and fumes of cancerous rot from minute tears and punctures. A slow tide of matted gore sloughs past clustered islands of gored bone, oozing through webbed strands of mangled sinew. Heaps of bloated soap-stink larvae tumble lazily over one another. Too fattened and dependent on slopped feed to escape their confines, they rummage and writhe through wet mounds of their own ejected excrement. Visible knots of quivering organs and viscera pump chrisman liquids and meat clumps through a digestive maze, slowly processing it into jaundiced slime. Recognizable strips of the human intestine, fingers, and teeth tumble through the injected torrent of fetid flesh. The large insect-like creature has tubes inserted into its hardened carapace that seem to be sucking a milky liquid from its abdomen. Sid, thank you for the biddies.
Is it being milked?
Of its venom. I do not like this.
The interior of the subject must be exposed.
You mean cut it open? Why?
It is necessary for what is to come. 83% accuracy prediction.
It may be right. We already saw how potent the venom is back in the labs. If you could get the venom sac out in one piece, it might be useful.
See what I can do. God.
Take everything.
Even.
Everything.
Repulsive as the thought is, I would trust it. Its cognitive abilities are almost godlike.
Venom globule. There also seems to be a healthy choice mixed vegetable dinner in here. Should I take that as well? Little snack for the road? Little treater? Bit of lunch. Oh, I guess it was just undigested food. It looked like it was in a plate. God knows what chemicals these were stewing in, but at the same time, they sat in that bug's stomach. So let's try avoiding direct physical contact or breathing in the fumes, okay? Whatever's in these things seem to be eating the bug up from the inside. It appears to be made of two distinct testicle-like balls. Just checking.
Something's here.
Jesus said,
Something's watching me.
Yes, I
It's
am
just
the
your
Lord.
imagination.
It is not.
Sid, thank you for those biddies.
They will take us now.
My Charlie.
Anticipated. This was your plan? For these things to...
You will need to find us. They will transport us further into the interior of the temple. From there, we will be in a better position to extricate ourselves.
Mac? Mac, I'm scared.
My Charlie.
No! They aren't going to transport you anywhere! They'll kill her! Charlie, you have to run! You have to get out of there!
There is no escape now. You will be taken and isolate preserved alive. 64% accuracy prediction.
Mac. Mac, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just...
Charlie, run! Run now!
I just miss her. I couldn't stop missing her.
Hey, no! It's not your fault!
It is time. They are here. Prepare yourself.
No! Charlie! Charlie, come in. I lost your signal. Charlie. Charlie.
I have no idea.
Charlie? Charlie!
What? Mac.
Charlie! What is it? Where are you? What's happening?
The female is infested. She is compromised.
Thanks to you.
Yes, it is the reason she is still alive.
What are you talking about?
I can detect the parasites inside her growing. So could they.
They?
The primitives. They inspected you, smelled you, tasted you. They could tell. So they brought you here.
Oh, God.
Whatever is gestating within you is important to them. They would not risk killing you As I calculated, 69% accuracy prediction.
Charlie, you have to get out of there.
Nice. Yeah. Very nice. The radiating crystal cluster hangs guillotine-like from the nexus of arcing stone beams. The central slab feels ceremonial in its placement, like an altar of reverence and sacrifice. Milk sacks. Batches of memory-like sacks grow along the hatchery walls like pustulent growths. Inside, soft red clumps float in cloudy liquid, suspending a worm-like creature, perhaps to be fed on or worse. The locking mechanism of this door seems to be in excellent condition with no signs of wear and tear. The door is sealed shut as if it has been a while since it has been opened. The opening mechanism appears broken, rendering any attempts to enter it futile. Was there something there for a second and then not? What the? I guess we have to compare these.
It's a bone.
A human femur, to be precise. 100% accuracy prediction.
Like we haven't seen 1,000 of those. Oven-like heat roars at your senses, while cloying humidity and runnels of dripping water drench your hair and clothes.
Oh, this isn't real. This isn't real.
Charlie, I'm coming.
This can't be real.
The female has 4 separate parasites inside her. They are growing.
Her name is Charlie.
It hurts. Hurts so bad.
Charlie, can you tell me where you are? Can you give me anything to use to find you?
Chanting. I hear chanting.
You must find her quickly.
As it cradles its spawn with desperate, monstrous love, the figure croons and rocks. The rock below it is still slick with birth fluids and discharged matter. The infants cry out a chorus of pain, horror, and hunger, their pale newborn flesh glistening in crystal light. The immense metal barrier doesn't seem to have a hinge nor lock, but it seems to be the only way out of the nursery.
It's some kind of grating. Only exit. Rusted shut. Won't open.
There must be a way. Work the problem. I'm coming.
Grenade. Nuclear bomb. Always check those first. We still have this fucking scrubber. Wouldn't be that. Maybe this stuff? Nope. Maybe this stuff? Nope. Let's see if we have anything that helps us elsewhere. These are the new things. Hopefully whatever's in these venom gonads lives up to the nasty bugger we harvested them from. I assume they are as acidic as the goop I grabbed from the face sucker. This looks like it could split into smaller parts. These look fragile, so I wonder if we could get them to burst by just throwing them. I'm relieved I managed to split these without spilling the corrosive contents all over ourselves. Nevertheless, her little fingers do come in useful from time to time. Oh, I guess he's referring to her getting that out? I've eaten worse field rations, but at least we know what the critters down here eat. Hungry, Mac? The bone is approximately 19 inches in length and is an excellent addition to any collection of bones or skulls. Thanks, Mac.
Okay. Brake's good to go. Should be able to descend without killing myself now.
Mac, please, hurry.
All right. Fuck you, this place. No going back. Again.
Maximum vertical descent reached.
I'm out of the pod. I don't know where. It looks like the solar system. What do they call it, this type of model?
An orrery.
Yeah, that was
Map
a
of the
different thing.
stars, made by the people who have never seen them. Doubly amazing, is it not?
Okay, I heard that for sure.
I should hope so, brother. What good are thoughts if they cannot be spoken?
Who the hell are you? How are you? You're not on the radio, are you?
No, brother. My flock and I communicate through other more extravagant means.
Flock?
You have encountered them, only briefly to this point, but you will come to know them far more intimately, I fear.
The primitives? You're talking about the ones that live here?
I am. They are far from primitive. Where I come from, we have an adage. Never judge a man by where he drinks, only by how he holds it.
Okay, I think I get it now. One of us is crazy.
To be certain.
Great.
I know you have questions, brother, but time is short. Move forward, and all will be explained. Though I give no guarantee you will like the answers.
Yeah. It is Father Grigori. Oh, where are we now? The pod dangles at the end of its tether, its mildewed stench overpowered by ancient dust. Trickles of water run down, quietly dripping onto the weathered steel below. Dust-encrusted engravings line the outer ring, though it's impossible to discern their message or purpose. A thick, dark lichen has spread along the walls, fed by waters falling from above. Oh. An orrery of clustered barbed gears and rings stands motionless, held in place by rust and dysfunction. In the dim light, encroaching moss and dangling damp webs give the impression of flesh being flayed from the sculpture. Suspended globes shine with patina, an unrecognizable assortment of planets or celestial bodies. Tattered brambles of webbing knot and tether between the desiccated architecture, oscillating in the wind-like skeletal waves. The remains of a pier, sodden with rot. Any part of it that once hung over the water has long since collapsed into the waters below. Stringy clumps of gray matter clog the fetid waters like a swarm of decaying jellyfish. Quiet snaps and protesting creaks echo your footfalls. The roar of an unseen current passes underneath, hidden by darkness and drifting vapor.
I think there's a boat here.
Passage to where you must venture, brother. But you must free it first.
Thanks. Weird voice in my head.
Ah, emaciated creature. The starving beast has been fastened to a massive pulley system. If fed the right food, the famished beast should be able to raise the sluice gate. A lazy tide of mud slowly wades into the waterway, polluting it with layers of chemical shine. Warped leather binds a skeletal frame of splintered wood. Below the surface, tendrils of pale matter cling to the fence like putrid coattails. The stained interior of the rowing boat stinks of black smoke and tar. Still, it has thankfully remained dry, despite a great decrepitude.
What in the hell?
A beast of burden, brother. In that, we have much in common.
So, it raises the door somehow. It lets the boat out.
You know, this looks kind of like an antlion.
Door's open. Now for the boat.
Well done, brother. But you must hurry still.
Controls are locked behind bars. Hold on, Charlie. Hold on.
Your time is running out, brother. A trait you all share, I'm afraid.
Who are you? When you speak, it feels like...
A dream? A fever dream?
Yeah. Like a hallucination, like it's not real.
It's all too real. It is nevertheless.
The contaminant?
It is far more than that, as we found. But yes, for those it has corrupted, it allows a commune. Shared memories, shared thoughts. It connects my flock. It connects me to them.
You know what they think?
Oh, yes, brother. Back through time to the beginning of it all. A disagreeable endowment.
If it works on me, If I can hear you.
Yes, the Velez is in you as well.
Just like Charlie.
No, her condition is much more lamentable. Unlike you, brother, she was directly exposed to its corporal form. She has much less time.
This fucking place. What do you want? Who are you?
My name is Bonya, brother. Captain Bonya.
Ha!
You have seen my vessel. The rest, I imagine you can deduce for yourself.
The sub. The Russian sub?
The Lima. A powerful ship in her time. Alas, she was not strong enough for this place. Then again, none of us were.
That's impossible. The Soviet Union's been gone for centuries. There's no way you could still be alive.
Centuries? Has it been that long? In my state, time passes in a much less linear way.
What do you want, Bonya?
To help you, of course, brother. And for you to help me in return.
That sounds ominous.
Indeed. Beware Russian captains bearing gifts, you know? Come, brother, onward into the lion's den. All will be explained. All will be revealed.
This is
You
good.
may even live to tell the tale.
This is real good. I don't know. They killed it though with the characters in this. I like all the characters pretty much. Favorites still Ferran, but Banyan is rapidly rising in the ranks. I think the cinematics are my least favorite character. I think the charm is perhaps wearing off slightly.
I come before Cain. I humbly seek his protection. I ask that he watch over my wife. I ask that he keep her from harm. I ask, as I journey through this life, I ask that he lead me along the paths of righteousness. I ask that he bring me to the doors of the Nexus, where I may
This
find
motherfucker praying to a company.
peace and happiness in his presence.
Yeah.
Through his love and mercy, I place my trust in him. I place my wife's trust in him. May Cain's holy name be praised, now and forever.
Yeah. I feel like praying to companies is the road that we're on, for sure. I hate to be critical of the cinematics, but like, because I respect that they slapped this shit together. I get it. I slap shit together myself.
Use caution, brother. Be silent.
Yeah, I get it.
It will alert others to your presence.
I get it, crazy voice. Thanks.
But it's hard to overlook the fact that they're just kind of disappointing, unfortunately. What makes it all the worse is that they do look like they were a lot of effort. Backlit shadows, shuddering figures dance across. I can't read, so you know that's. Who am I to say anything about any cinematics? Backlit shadows of shuddering figures dance across the interior walls while a sickening odor of cooking meat teases your nostrils. The murky dampness vibrates with throngs of blind eel-like fish as they frenzy over blood-stained garbage in the canal. The craft has run aground on a submerged mound of mud and collapsed masonry, rendering it as useful as the other stranded and upturned boats. As the upturned craft bobs underfoot, the tip-tap skittering of disturbing life can be heard as they hastily crawl along the underside. Blood still drips from the fresh corpses, hanging impaled and unwound onto the crosses that bear them, propped up as macabre greeting ornaments. Reflected specks of distant bonfire light pierce the foggy pall that blankets the remains of the ancient city, the embers of malicious and ravenous life. Now, this is a risky portion of game right here, right? Is this going to have...
Okay. Just got my first look at a living native.
Scary things, Mac.
Yeah. Whatever they used to be, they're not human anymore.
This is an extremely hostile culture. Use caution.
You think?
Is this going to have stealth mechanics or something like that? Like, whenever a game like this introduces something new this late, the likelihood that it's going to be not awful is often low. One more thing, I will say that I am not that enthused about the looks of this, like, now that we see the guys. They unfortunately kind of just look like grays to me, which I am not into. In fact, I kind of hate those.
Someone tried to open this with their belt. They didn't make it.
You will need more leverage than the belt alone can offer, brother.
I'm not a fan of the Grey's Anatomy. The tall Nordics? I don't know what you're talking about there. I find that whole thing just, I don't know. It reminds me of, God, well, tons of stuff. Like X-Files, for instance. Like, I can't take that shit seriously whenever I see it. It takes me out of whatever. And they look a little too much like that. Interesting. This again? Did I just waste it? No? Wait, what happened? I'm so confused. Oh, I guess I weakened it? That was definitely a different story. God, that scene, man. I think I have to admit that I was barely hanging on for most of what I was watching in that season. And then that was sort of like, you know what? If they're not invested, I'm not invested. I'm not sure. I don't know why. I probably have to revisit it, give it another chance. But boy, I was not feeling it at that time. I thought it said beans. A fractured collection of beans desperately attempt to delay a subsiding ceiling.
Okay.
Well, that's why I'm saying I think it was like the straw that broke the camel's back for me.
Not just the water.
But it basically, it just looked like it was done in MS Paint. It was so...
Do you hear it?
It sounds like chanting.
Take solace, brother. in that it is the worst of what you will see, but still yourself, all the same.
It was so poorly done that it like caught me off guard, which I suppose is kind of a funny. It's funny that bothered me, considering like Twin Peaks is not exactly about doing things with like ultra high production quality or something like that, but I don't know. They play with suspension of disbelief, but that was just like, it just jarred me completely out of it, I guess. I don't know. An odorous, waxy complexion roils and snakes across the surface of the water in repeated patterns, like a morbidly overgrown wasp nest. A sickly sweet scent of medicinal syrups emanates from the depths. The ancient stone supports strain and groans under the weight of the hewn blocks. Moldering remains of abandoned infrastructure strain against age and collective collapse. Ah. Okay. The fluid-smattered masks worn by the executioners possess a sadistic painted smile. A horrific scene of death, reeking of flesh and vomit. Blood is seeping from sacrificial wounds into the waterway below. Agonizing cries of pain and shrieks from the brutalized slaves and prisoners are hidden by the melancholy music and guttural chanting.
Kane.
Mac, what are...
No, Charlie. Mute my channel. Don't listen. Don't watch.
The truth can only be denied so long, brother.
What I'm wondering about is how they get such a steady supply of bones and blood. And people. I mean, there was a research base, but I'm not sure if there was enough staff to paint the entire inside of the earth red like this. Rivulets of ichor trickle over the vine tendrils, staining them red before dripping into the corpse muck below. Foul blood oozes from tears and punctures that populate the coagulated mass of bodies, pouring into the waterway below. Is it corpse muck or is it a waterway? I feel like the tooltip writer was running out of vocabulary at this point.
I'm safe now.
Mac, what was that?
You don't want to know. How are you doing?
Mac, I can't...
She is fading, brother. She is dying.
I'm coming, Charlie. Hold on.
Wading through thickening Groom River of congealing blood and matted offal incites bubbles that vomit up distressing fetters of deep decay. A net of glistening sinew drapes across the passageway like necromantic curtains. The Kane employee's uniform has been encrusted with old blood, bile, and a penetrating odor of expelled waste. There's a uniform there? Is that what they call skin? The marshy floor stinks of wet mud and rotting fish, further polluted by the milk-like fluid seeping out from a nearby corpse. Clusters of crystal shards puncture the stonework, their phosphorescence granting a small mercy of illumination. Colin Frick, molecular biologist. My parents were planning to sign me up for the suicide lottery. They were prepared to trade my life for the amount it would have cost the state to support me. I ask myself every day, was I such a failure that my life was worth so little? Is it worth more now? Then I try to think about something else, focusing on the good. The irony is that I joined Kane Corp to avoid the lottery. Local message. Blast to all survivors. Let's be optimistic, guys. Smile, even if you have to grit your teeth. Help is on the way. Local message. Blast to all survivors. I rigged the mill up to charge our batteries. These fuckers are scared of good old-fashioned LED power. So, that's who set that up. Everybody seems to be having the same dream, except for me. Bobby woke up screaming and bashed her head on the rocks. Jason hurled himself into the abyss, singing like a choir boy on his way down. They attacked while we were sleeping. I'm not sure where they took us. They hung some of us in cages made of bones. I was put in a hole carved out of the wall with Liam, James, and a few others. There's some kind of grate keeping us in, but I think we can find a way out. The good news is, if they found a way to survive down here, then we might be able to as well. We just need to find a way to communicate with them. Local message. Blast to all survivors. I'm a fraud, okay? Stop asking me about the glowing fish shit they're feeding us. I'm not a biologist. My name is not Colin. I didn't even discover the parasites in the water. Al Kabor did. All I know is we don't have a choice. We have to eat what they give us, even if it makes us sick. I don't know how to explain what I've seen, but they didn't capture us in self-defense like I originally thought. They started taking us, one at a time. I don't know where they go, but when they bring people back, parts are missing. The stitching is controlled and surgical, as though done by a doctor. It's so precise. The taken ones usually don't survive long. I think they lose something important inside, organs or something. All I know is they moan for a while, and then the moaning stops. Others get taken and don't come back at all. I'm not sure which is worse, or which they'll do to me. These troglodytes carved up one of their own on a stone pillar below us. It looked like a sacrifice. Several of them removed his brain and his entire spine. Others watched and chanted. The rest of the body was left on the rock, and now it's rotting there. What struck me more than anything is that the victim looked like he welcomed it. He wasn't fighting back. It seemed like it was an honor to die this way, like it served some higher purpose. Liam and I are going to dig ourselves out. We could make it in a few weeks if the locals don't take us first. I've been giving half rations to Liam. We need to save some for when we get out. Then we'll find out what the troglodytes have been eating. We can make it. Barely, but we can. I know we can. They didn't make it. I am going to be right back. Hang tight. Hello, I'm back. Thank you. The structure has partially collapsed, now filled with a dried clot of stone and mud. The splintered arch slowly submits to the weight it bears, allowing trickles of mud and seawater to filter through the cracks. Behemoth. Tiny spines adorn the creature's front and hind tarsi. 6 disturbingly lanky appendages stand fast over a pile of human bones. Blood-soaked fangs tremble in frightening excitement as its numerous eyes search for the slightest movement.
Hey! Hey, stop! Stop! Don't! Kane!
He is lost, brother. Some simply do not have the head for this place.
That is a very, very, very large dog.
You gotta be kidding me.
A marvel, isn't it, brother? Like all the life here.
I wouldn't go that far. That thing would rip me to shreds.
To be certain, you must find a way past, or a way to remove it.
The silicon life form is irreparably damaged after being subjected to all sorts of abuse. Is this that one guy?
Containment, please stand clear. Containment, please stand clear.
This one is less than human, or perhaps more. The marvels of your time.
The people here agreed with you. They tried to gut it.
Yes, brother, my flock is enthusiastic in its path, if nothing else.
Seeing some alien references here, I think. This stuff looks very similar to the alien androids. Model TK Gen 2.0. Power core disabled. Warning, ejecting core will result in discharge. Avoid electrocution, stand clear. Fluid leak. Attention, core systems disabled until leak containment.
Warning, core ejection unit. Stand clear. Warning.
Oh, son of a...
Yeah, no scrubber for us. Scrubber does nothing.
Tempting fate. Should have listened, Pop. The last mail I'll ever get here. The last anything.
Subject. Notice of license revocation due to non-payment. For information on the outstanding amount and instructions on how to make the payment, please contact our office immediately at Kane 778 Office 9A. It is essential to address this matter promptly to reinstate your license and avoid any legal consequences. We take this opportunity to remind you of your responsibilities as a licensee to comply with all regulations and agreements governing salvage activities. We hope that this situation can be resolved swiftly and we can continue to work together in a responsible and lawful manner. Failure to pay. Salvage Operation SA-9 revoked. Thank you for your immediate attention to this matter. Cancelled? People are still getting canceled, man. Even in 2141.
So fast. All you have to do is blink.
Yes, brother. Holy fire, a glorious solution.
Thanks. Sure got noticed, though. Sounds like I stirred up a hornet's nest.
Yes, brother, you draw attention wherever you go.
Okay. Gotta move.
Zick, thank you for 102 months. Greetings, my brother. It is truly remarkable what you have done. You are the first to survive the streets of Ravenholm since the enemy first swept us with its shadow. The android's burning circuits fizzle and pop like popcorn on the stove. On the other side of the room, the prisoner's severed legs lay still, smoke rising from burned meat. A bloated, livid tongue protrudes obscenely out of an exposed orifice, blood oozing onto the floor. It's very dead. Blood and putrid organic matter have liquefied and congealed into scalded blisters of emulsified gore. The various sculptures replicate vague memories of the outside world, a reimagining of the distant forests and beasts that lived within. By chance or design, the soft chirrups of insects residing within the sculptures vaguely resemble avian treetop banter. Numerous reflective rocks have been lodged into the branches, possibly resembling fruit, flowers, or decorations. A towering structure cobbled together with bone, a skeletal depiction of a tree. Fingers and femurs and ribs are bound together to form splayed branches and roots. On the pedestal there rests a ghoulish canine edifice. Its demonic visage and split limbs are constructed solely from the improvised application of human bone. A crude shack, lined with rib cages and spinal ridges, is dominated by a rising chimney with slack-jawed skulls. The two beasts are a chaotic amalgamation of human and animal parts locked in an eternal confrontation as tumultuous as their construction. Thin strips of leather and dried skin have been pierced and woven into the branches to simulate leaves.
The Bone Orchard. Their homage to a surplus road they can only imagine. Pulled from my memories, my emotions.
This is how you remember the world above?
Creative license, brother.
Where are we going? Where are you taking me?
Only where you must be.
I have to find my wife.
Then you have answered your own question.
You said you wanted me to do something for you. What is it?
Nothing complicated, brother. Merely help me fix my greatest mistake, and in the process, save the world.
Is that all?
A tumultuous mess of bones has been knitted together to loosely resemble the spread wings of a bird-like figure about to take flight. A syrupy brown liquid sweats from the walls and pools into the floor, reeking of fetid waste and honey. Well, at least there's honey. A draft of humid hot air tumbles from the tunnel beyond, prickling your skin with beads of sweat. Threads of dried phlegm creep across the mucus surface, crackling underfoot. Warm to the touch, thick mucus milked from something unimaginable radiates heat and a cloying scent of wet dirt and rotting vegetables. 2 exits, eh? Oh, choice paralysis. Hordes of tiny black scavenger beetles skitter under the bones at approach. A miasma of rot, empowered by the baking heat, billows from clumps of decaying meat still clinging to the remains. Numerous bones, ribs, and skulls are distressingly too small to have been from adults. Waves of cool light emit from the massive crystal growth, bathing the chamber in a sharp radiance. Many remains are malformed, bone and cartilage forced to heal from fractures at odd angles. It's just the bone room.
Looks like a crypt.
And a maze. A test of wit. Choose your path with care.
Can't you just tell me which way to go?
That would hardly be a test, brother.
You're really getting on my last nerve, you know that?
Okay.
I don't know where I'm going.
It is a test, brother. We are all tested. We do not all pass.
Clay pottery holds the remains of ancient foodstuffs and offerings. Rows of spinal segments embellish the wall. Rows of skulls and femurs decorate the walls. Well, we have quite a lot of options. But where do we go? Whoops. Or not whoops. I thought maybe I had been teleported back to the hallway I had just been in, but it seems not. Wait, this is also different now. Ah, shit. Clay pottery holds the remains of ancient foodstuffs and offerings. Wait, am I turned around? A scrawl in ancient blood could be a warning or an exit marker. An archaic cuneiform script is punctuated by engraved depictions of screaming faces.
Ah! I have to get out of here.
Mac. Mac. Hurry.
Decomposing wooden beams wait patiently. Scattered skeletal remains litter the floor. Scuff marks in the sand indicate recent traversal. Displaced mounds of mud and sand are stained with a burgundy-colored fluid. Scattered wooden shards and remnants decorate the floor. Scratched into the surface of the stone are images depicting children being fed to what looks like an oversized carnivorous insect. The marrow has been sucked dry from the osseous matter. Barely visible inscriptions run the length of the malformed stone. Well, shit.
This all looks the same.
Yes, it does. Did I fail? I think I failed. It's weird, it doesn't look blocked anymore, but it isn't a place I can go. I don't know what this means. This seems bad. I don't know what should happen now.
I do not like water.
We are the same, Moses. Both forced to face our fears in this place.
My Charlie.
Without you, she will be lost. Without her, hope will be lost again. Do you understand, my friend?
Yes. It could be different this time.
A second chance. Few things are worth more.
We are brave and strong.
Yes. I believe that now.
Oh! What in the world? A coating of frost, mud, and algae obscure the mirror's reflection, showing only vague shapes that ripple across its surface. Rust-eaten holes perforate the shower piping, leaving little more than a skeletal frame. Stained sheeting undulates in the current, a ghostly shawl mourning the drowned dead. Blotched sheeting hangs from rusted rails, offering a modicum of waste-related privacy. Begrimed fluids flow past the waterlogged body, freed now that the necrotic plug has tumbled loose. Thick lumps of matter press against the curtain, like a laundry bag, hastily stuffed with soiled clothing.
I do not like water.
I know, my friend.
There are dead things.
I know. Try not to think of them. They cannot hurt you.
Many dead things.
You are brave and strong, Moses. And you must find the suits.
Hope. Hope can return.
An open airlock leads to grime-coated stairs ascending upwards. Considering the lack of flooding above, the doorway was likely sealed during the flood and reopened at a later time. Oxidized and clogged shut, a deluge of mud and matter having struck its surface. The steel toilet has partially collapsed into the floor, ringed by upturned tiles and burst piping. The distended, waterlogged carcass reclines backward, its face frozen in a caricature of mild shock. Blanketed in an orange and green patina, the sink's cradles swirling currents of ancient sludge vomited up from the connected piping.
No escape suits.
Keep swimming. They will be near the engine room. Not feeling well. Moses. Not feeling well at all.
For Ron.
The escape suits. Their only chance.
For Ron, please do not leave.
Trying. Trying.
A bulky cushion sits inside the wash basket, along with partially dissolved chew toys. Assorted photos, worn and faded, dot the interior of the locker. The ghost of a smile pierces through the patina and mold of one photo, though little else is discernible. Partially melded with the railings, the corpulent mass dangles from its bunk, its arm outstretched and oscillating to the current. Ivan Goncharov, Operations Party Representative. 14th of March 82. Akala Mission Review. We are testing the Akala message relay system in a region beyond the reach of the Five Eyes. Akala will allow us to transmit and receive messages at depths previously thought impossible. 32 crew, 8 officers, 5 warrant officers, and 19 petty officers and seamen. Titanium reinforced hull for cable cutting and covert intercepts. 100 hours, 32 minutes, departed Severomorsk. Diesel-electric hybrid running at 55% output on course for Isla Isabela, Galapagos. First contact. 1st of April, 82. 5:05 surfaced. Our cover picked us up immediately, transferring Akula to Lima. 7:20. Held position southeast of reference point, Isla de San Cristobal, Pacific. 8:02. Dived to 55 feet and headed away from the mainland. 12:43. Deployed Akula. Extremely low frequency, 3000 Hz. Transmission test 1. 12 seconds on repeat. Completed and conducted by Dmitry Gronk. 14. Changed course for Peru-Chile Trench for second deployment of Akula. Second contact test. 2nd of April, 82. Confirmation, ULF transducer received test 1 transmission. 3rd of April, 82. 9:01, dived to 2,500 feet. 11:40, deployed Akula. Extremely low frequency, 1000 Hz, transmission test 2, completed and conducted by Dmitry Gronk. 11:30, dived to 2,200 feet. 12:11, deployed Akula. Extremely low frequency, 500 Hz, transmission test 3, completed and conducted by Dmitry Gronk. 4th of April, 82. 16:21, came to 48 feet. 16:34, sighted possible U.S. Pacific Patrol bearing 040 degrees T. 16:40, changed course to 015 degrees T. 16:41, sighted reconnaissance plane at 2 miles distance. Additional aircraft contact on radar at 10 miles. 16:42, submerged to 100 feet. 16:45, closed 9 miles and maintained position. 17:21, set speed 14 knots for the area. No noise on band 775. 17:38, heard distant explosions, 10-minute intervals. 18:12, explosions closer, approximately 3 miles, 5-minute intervals. 18:13, picked up propellers bearing north. 18:45, explosions closer, approximately 1 mile, 2-minute intervals. 19:04, submerged to 2,180 feet. 19:22, 1,000 megajoules shockwave at 2,000 feet. 19:24, submerged to 4,180 feet. 19:25, 1,300 megajoules secondary shockwave at 4,000 feet. 2014, submerged to 7,180 feet at maximum operating depth. 5th of April, 82. 3:11. We count 100 depth charges at 3,000 feet to 6,000 feet. 3:12. Enemy pings northwest. 3:15. All halt, running absolutely silent. 3:42. Multiple sonar contacts north, northwest, and southeast approximately 4 miles away. 3:43. Lieutenant Andre M. Burke ordered, make ready the stern tubes. 3:45. Order overruled by Captain Nikolai Bonya due to operational secrecy. 4:06. Multiple sonar contacts south, southeast, and west at least 2 miles away. 4:19. Submerged to the ocean floor, far exceeding operational limits. Depth unknown. 5:20. Entered an extensive cave system to avoid depth ping. 7. Cave entrance collapse. 7:10. No more enemy contacts, only biologics. 8:31. Catastrophic engine failure and hull breaches throughout. New superstructure is buckling. 9:35. Fire in garbage treatment and ejector plant. 10:45. Malfunction in the diesel engines has consumed a large portion of the oxygen. 12:49. O2 bleed caused the suffocation of Petty Officer Boris Komarov. 13:55. Contained fire in hydraulic and shafting systems. 14:21. Electrical fire in forward control damaged the depth gauging and echo sounding system. We are blind. 1932. Visual confirmation that cave entrance collapse sealed the inlet. 6th of April, 82. 1:02. Fire has been contained. 8th of April, 82. Today I made a shocking discovery about the captain. As we sat in cramped quarters, he pulled out a small cross from under his shirt and began to pray silently to himself. At first I was taken aback. As a good Soviet citizen, I had been taught to uphold the principles of the state and reject any form of religious worship. In a world where we are constantly surrounded by danger and uncertainty, it must give him a sense of comfort and strength to turn to a higher power. If I were in his position, I would want to hold on to anything that could bring me hope and solace. A whole slew of vests dangle from clusters of skeletal hangers. Discarded food containers litter the floor, amidst a mess of pencils, shaving razors, and tussled linen. Rent metal beams splay out from a burst hull, the abyssal blackness of the ocean beyond. The sudden breach was likely cause for hurling the displaced lockers, and for the murderous flooding that followed. A thick jacket remains hoisted within the locker, its furs tinged with black algae. A crumpled mass of clothes sit within the chair, collected and deposited as if set aside from washing. The corpse lies battered, covered in mud and the remains of blankets and clothing, caught and thrown about in the onrushing tidal waters. Rows of empty food boxes line the undercounter. Many knocked aside or pulled out and upended. Frayed wiring and torn flooring trail the counter from the wall, while charred matter coats the hot plates and grills. A scattering of sealed food tins and containers, mostly intact, lie haphazardly strewn about the floor. Hordes of condiments and sauces lie jumbled amongst each other within the shelving, their spilled contents mixed and congealed. The body lies twisted into awkward contortions due to an arm pincered between shifted counters. The gaping mouth projects a silent scream of pain. The knocked-aside counter holds rusted cooking utensils and pots that lie in the depths of its upturned shelving. The stack of cargo weighed down by rotten sheets, steel containers, and waterlogged trunks filled with supplies and spares is unfazed by feeble struggling. A tray of plastic plates and empty cans sits atop an oxidized stove. Beyond the mud-streaked oven door, a bowl of decayed slop sprouting hours of algae is visible. Hours? Long-perished foods lurk at the bottom of food tubs, sprouting miniature forests of tendril plant life. The food lockers are bare, dashed, or torn open. Any food they once contained either looted or washed away.
Closer, my friend. You are closer.
Very scared, very frightened.
You're our only chance, Bear. You're all we've got.
Hope is alive.
Soiled plates, mugs, and cutlery nestle in a cluttered mess within the wash basins. A carpet of plastic plates, cups, and cutlery lie strewn across the floor, violently disgorged from the shelving that housed them. The remains lie tangled in refuse, likely vomited into the chamber by floodwaters, along with the other detritus tossed about the chamber.
Oh, no, no. Dead things. I do not like dead things.
Moses, listen.
Cannot do this. I am not strong enough. I was not strong enough then.
My friend, you are right. You were not strong enough. And there is no fault in that.
I am failing. Again.
Those feelings. Lies. Push forward. Push forward, and I will prove it to you.
Hope.
Here, strength does not matter. Only courage.
Charlie Mac.
Push forward.
Oh, whoops. I did the thing. I did that thing I do. I mean, he's not even in a jar. A jar would probably be better. I guess it is a big jar. The lid shows signs of damage, attempts to break or pry open a stubborn container. The latter bears ample evidence of dents and deformation caused by colliding debris and cargo. Jaggedly cut straps dangle from pilfered storage containers. The twisted cadaver slumbers under a blanket of scrap and slime. A tangled knot of heavy-duty wiring and plastic piping lies jumbled and twisted in the alcove. A maintenance hatch hides behind a mound of mud and refuse, a missing handle rendering it inoperable from this side. Footprints and drag lines of dried sludge lead up and down the ramp and into the chamber beyond. The accordion is louder now, by the way. The familiar Soviet banner hangs laxly, rot and mold crawling up like rats fleeing flooding waters. This pustulant balloon lies deposited like a beached whale, a quick death during turbulent transit.
I see stairs. I see air.
One more push, my friend. One more effort.
Stay, Ferran. Please.
I try.
Ferran. Tally marks have been scratched into the frame, 12 in total, the notation growing fainter as the count continues. The prop shaft connecting the engines to the propellers has rusted stuck. A swarm of cabling and tubes, many torn open or severed, seethes out from under the engines and snakes into wall-mounted sockets. The soiled flag drapes over the engines, erected in a display of national and mechanical pride. The corpse dangles from the rafters, hung by the neck. Still clothed in emergency garb, the airtight leggings has swollen with collapsed offal. A replaceable battery provided power to energy-efficient mission-critical systems, like electrically managed doors, should all other power systems fail. Unfortunately, it has been removed for service elsewhere, exposing the power jack terminal. This document is a mess of manic doodles and penmanship, its pages almost transparent from age. A severed length of cable serves as an impromptu noose, fastened with determined intent around the engine's piping and looped over the upper structural beam.
Air. Light. No water.
Well done, my friend. Well done.
Moses, are you through? Are you okay?
I am brave. And strong.
Yeah. I'll say. Look for the suits now. Like Ferran said, they'll be near the engines, probably a level below.
Monstrous twin diesel engines run the length of the room, faintly reeking of petroleum, burned plastic, and copper. Ancient runnels of bleeding oil stain the machinery, while piping weaves along the surface like branching veins. Portions of the banner have been cut and torn away, the pieces used as bedding or binding elsewhere, the emblem defiled in the face of desperate survival. Adizek, Noack, warrant officer. 27th of March, 82. I was christened in Krakow by Cardinal himself. But fortunately, we left that place when I was young, and I have witnessed orthodoxy's folly with my own eyes. So to see my dearest captain, Nikolai Bornya, spit at the state and give himself to this religious cult pains my heart. We have spent 5 hours together. I tried to hide it from everybody, my companions and the party. I turned my cheek when he insisted on a Christmas toast to his savior. I turned my other cheek when he asked to hold hands and exchange Easter pisanki. I have no more cheeks to turn. I'm all cheeked up. I shall disclose his dogmatic religious mindset when we return to Severomorsk. 9th of May, 82. We finally entered the flooded section after it was commanded to be sealed by Bornya. The smell was overpowering, a mixture of salt water, stale air, and rotting flesh. There was debris floating everywhere. Papers, tools, even a pair of shoes. It was a mess. I can't even describe the shock and horror I felt when I saw the bloated bodies of those poor boys. 10th of May, 82. A few men planned to use the escape suits. We excitedly rushed to the storage and found only 5. 5 for a crew of over 30. Thank you, Central Planning. We have agreed that if all cannot leave, none can. This is the spirit of our camaraderie. 16th of May, 82. It may be my hunger playing tricks on my now feeble mind and hungry body, or that infernal song playing over the speakers daily, but I had a vision. It was so real. Am I slipping into madness? It was as clear as day. They opened the 6th seal, and there was a great earthquake. The sun became black as oil, the moon red as blood, and pestilences arose from the ocean. Then, like a swarm of locusts, great clouds filled the air until the sky was blackened. Everywhere the cloud touched, madness entailed. Captain Nikolai Bornya said that this is a sign God has given me, a phantasm, and a warning of things to come. I do not believe that. 1st of June, 82. Dmitry Balabanov, Alexander Vyakharev, and Kirill Tokarev donned suits and left without a whisper. Ilyusha was not so lucky and got stuck when the hatch was sealed. His spine was crushed, but we heard him calling for his mama. I was forced to put my friend down like a lame mule. I am sure he would do the same for me. At first I was angry and betrayed. How could they do such a thing? We are all in this together. They broke the bond of trust that we had built over the years. But as the hours passed and the water continued to rise, I couldn't help but feel a glimmer of hope for them. At least they can survive, seek help, and possibly be rescued. The fear of starving is primal. They acted out of desperation and self-preservation, but I regret there was no chance to say our final words. 2nd of June, 82. We all saw the shadows on the wall again. Are they real? I can't tell anymore. I need help to distinguish the real from my starving-induced imagination. The captain has again taken a turn for the worse. He now pours himself into the books and the testaments. He says my vision is a sign that we must lead a war against shadows. He insists we pray while he finds the answer. I should never have told him. 6th of June, 82. The captain has confided in me his plans to arm the warhead. He says it is the only way to rid the world of the coming pestilence. He removed the shielding from one of the cores, but Georgie held him back. The fission core burned their faces and arms. They fought brutally up top. This madness bears no end. I've sealed the hatch. I don't know how long I can keep it shut. The men are calling my name. Captain Bonya calls me Abaddon, Judas, and Shedim, and cries for me to open his lima and save the world. I am sure they have booby-trapped the hatch. 7th of June, 82. There are no more noises. No more calls or curses. No more banging or crying. I am returning to my station, a proud Soviet man.
These controls are hard to understand.
Yeah, tell me about it. Old military tech in a language that's not spoken anymore. The suits are gonna be below you, Moses. And that's probably flooded too, I hate to say.
More water.
Yeah, but if we could get the engines running, that gives us power. And we could use the ballast tanks to clear it.
It is a diesel submarine. That fuel would be long since ruined. But it would have relied on batteries for silent running.
Those would be dead too.
Perhaps a substitute.
Adding the batteries, Mac. Adapting power supply to new consumption system.
You did it.
Something crawled down there.
My Mac.
Now, there should be 2 suits left, I believe. I don't know, but it was something. Something crawled down there. Something that didn't like the light. Something that was here, in bed. The remains of a makeshift bed, softened by salvage rubber tubing, plastic sheeting, and torn fabric. Piles of exhausted non-perishables litter the corners of the chamber. Below the grating, under a swarm of corroded wiring, sit over a dozen lead-acid batteries engulfed in rust and acid stains. The ladder's steps warp and bend underfoot, corroded steel straining to support any weight that befalls them. Freed from the hatch's vise, the body has drifted down to the chamber floor like a discarded play doll. The gargantuan ballast tank emits soft groans, its casing bloating as the metal struggles to contain the gas stored within. Geez, man, thank you for 78 months. Yeah, that was the half body. Just the... well, they've put a whole body here. I guess it was not perhaps severed. Jetsam. Carts of moldering supplies have shifted and slipped out from the rigging, colliding in a cargo pileup on the water surface. A cloud of muck globules drifts down from above, dislodged by the shifting structure, covering the chamber floor in a growing pool of putrid soup.
Cold. Cold and thick. But I am not scared now.
Good, Moses. Good. You have to find the suits. They have to be there somewhere.
Mac, I have found them. Using courage.
Way to go, Bear. 2 suits. Wait, but...
one is blocked.
That's fine. That's okay. Grab the free one. We can use that one for now.
But, Mac, there are 2 of you.
It's okay, Moses. Once we get Charlie safe, I'll make my way back here. I'll get the other one. I'll grab you too, okay?
My Mac.
Mac is lying. A bulbous coat of grime covers the tank, a gradual collection of dust, waste, and mud, creating an impenetrable wall of gunk. Valve pipe. A ballast relief valve is used to allow water into or entrap pressurized oxygen within the tanks. It's weird that they don't just work the problem.
Mac, this valve will purge the water, yes?
Moses, listen to me. Yes, it will, but I don't know what's gonna happen when you hit that valve.
I am brave and strong.
I know you are, Moses. I know. But the sub could shift when the weight displaces. It could be... It will be dangerous.
Hope is alive, Mac. Hope can come back.
Moses, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I can believe that.
Mac, I believe.
I was angry at you, Moses. I shouldn't have been. You were her best friend. What else would she have done?
My Mac.
Do it. And thank you, Moses.
Time to die. Oh, right. Time for cinematic. What's that? What was that? Was that Moses? What happened?
Moses. Moses.
Not well. Not good.
We have this in common, my friend.
Farron.
You must get the escape suit. Put it in QSD.
Feeling less strong, less brave.
You must try. Must.
I cannot move.
You can. You must. All it requires is everything. I know you would give everything for her.
For her.
Thank you, Moses. Thank you for this ending.
Farron. Farron. Everything. Moses, I am Hope's best friend.
They were intertwined. Well, just one suit. I can't take the bear's place. That's illegal. So has anything changed here? I didn't get through the labyrinth, which shut me out. It still is closed to me. If the game made you feel something about what we originally had evaluated as a pretty annoying bear character, I would say that it's probably a 10 out of 10 actually. Well, what the fuck, game? This industrial-looking escape suit is a working prototype for a brand new line of full-body emergency gear right out of a spy film. Our plug suit should be able to interface with this and keep us from dying from nitrogen narcosis, decompression sickness, oxygen toxicity, and carbon dioxide toxicity. Seems to be a med kit attached to this.
There. Medical kit's free now.
I've taken a shot of this right to the eyeball once. It was a hell of a party, and let's say that 9 months later, hope was born. Uh-huh, alright. Adrenaline pouch. This thick needle combined with the adrenaline will jumpstart a heart or kill a bull. Well, we found the drill for this game. Why did the achievements just give up? What happened? Guys. What's up? Are you okay? Are you alright? What's up? It's not time yet. It's almost time. But it is not time yet. Yes, Steam famously has an achievement limit of 7. 7 achievements. A little bit stumperinoed right now. I could take a clue. No. Why would it? I was just curious. And what do scrubbers do? We finally used the scrubber. God damn. What a wild item that we've had for so long. Godspeed, yeah. Godspeed, scrubber. Okie dokie. Well, it's really coming down to it here, folks. I think she broke her spine. Because she went down the Schlitterbahn. Wait. Did she land over here, maybe? She did!
Mac.
That animation.
Charlie, I'm here.
The female bleeds internally now. Our time is short.
Charlie! Charlie, I'm here.
Mac. Mac.
I find the amount of time it took you to reach us displeasing. The parasites continue to grow.
What do we do?
I can reroute and overcharge power from the female's plug suit. By cooling and pulse an appropriate amplitude will drive the parasites out. 87% accuracy prediction.
I sense a butt coming.
It will only be effective if they are near the female's epidermis layer. I will not be able to detect when that moment occurs.
So...
You guys ready to play some whack-a-mole?
100% accuracy prediction. You must watch for the parasite's presence. Then act with accuracy and haste.
Mac.
Okay. Okay. Charlie, just hold on. This is it, Charlie. Hold on. Hold on.
The host is free of parasites, but further contamination is likely. 89% accuracy prediction.
Yeah, Yeah, I think I'm infected too.
Mac,
I'm here, darling. You're okay.
so sorry. So sorry.
No, don't.
Caused all this.
Shh, no. Be quiet. Be quiet.
Lied to you. Made us come here.
Charlie.
I'm so sorry. So sorry. Can't be forgiven.
They let you hear her. What else could you do?
The female needs immediate medical attention. If she expires, then I will cease to function. Unacceptable.
For once, we're on the same page. We're gonna get you out of here, Charlie. Need to put the escape suit on you, though. It'll hold you together. Hold you together.
Mac.
Shh. I got you. I got you.
Mac.
To be still. All right. Well, it is time. So, we should probably pause on this cliffhanger. She still had her comms. I'm sure that she and everybody is aware of what happened to Moses and Ferran. No, buddy, no. No barks. It's not necessary. It's very, extremely not necessary. Who knows how much time is left? It could be anywhere from a few minutes to 17 hours. We'll find out tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you next time. Have a beautiful night.